The word narcissism might be something you've heard before, but did you know there are misunderstandings about it? People often have wrong ideas and make things sound more extreme than they are when talking about this subject. Let's try to clear up these myths about narcissism. In the last 20 years, there has been a lot of research on narcissistic personality disorder, and this has led to more discussion about it in public, even though some of that discussion is not entirely accurate. To handle interactions with narcissists effectively, it's essential to understand how they think and what drives them. The landscape of beliefs about narcissism is fraught with misunderstanding. Here are some prevailing myths that warrant dismantling. Myth 1. Narcissists are always arrogant. It's important to note that not all narcissists exhibit arrogance and a sense of superiority. Narcissism exists on a spectrum, and some individuals may conceal their insecurities beneath a facade of self-assuredness. This diversity in narcissistic behavior highlights the fact that not all narcissists fit the same mold. It's essential to recognize that narcissism manifests in various ways, and a person may display narcissistic traits without necessarily coming across as overtly arrogant. Understanding this complexity can lead to a better understanding of narcissism. Myth 2. Narcissists have high self-esteem. Myth 2 asserts that narcissists possess high self-esteem, but the reality is quite different. Narcissists often conceal their fragile self-esteem behind a facade of confidence and self-assuredness. Although they may appear to be self-loving individuals on the surface, their self-esteem is highly vulnerable and reliant on external validation. This means that they constantly seek praise and admiration from others to bolster their self-worth. Beneath the mask of arrogance, insecurity often lurks. It's essential to recognize that narcissists' seemingly high self-esteem is, in many cases, a superficial defense mechanism rather than a genuine sense of self-worth. Myth 3. Narcissists are in love with themselves. It's important to understand that narcissists don't truly love themselves. Instead, they grapple with profound self-doubt and insecurity. Their apparent self-love is a facade, a coping mechanism known as grandiosity. This inflated self-image helps them shield their fragile self-esteem from criticism and rejection. In essence, narcissists are like actors on a stage, performing a role of self-assuredness to protect themselves from their inner insecurities. So, while they may appear self-absorbed, their self-love is superficial. Beneath the surface, they struggle with profound emotional vulnerabilities. Understanding this aspect of narcissism is vital for addressing and dealing with individuals who exhibit these traits. Myth 4. Narcissists are easily recognizable. Contrary to popular belief, many narcissists can conceal their narcissistic traits, particularly in social situations. They often appear charming, charismatic, and highly skilled at adapting their behavior to the context. This facade can make it incredibly challenging for others to identify the underlying narcissistic tendencies. It's important to remember that narcissism exists on a spectrum. While some individuals may display more apparent signs, others excel at maintaining a facade, making it essential to look beyond surface appearances when assessing someone's true nature. It's crucial to recognize that not all narcissists exhibit the same traits, and one must evaluate their behavior as a whole to determine the extent of their narcissism. Understanding the complexity of narcissism can help us identify the signs of this personality disorder and develop effective strategies for dealing with individuals who exhibit these traits. Myth 5. Narcissism is always harmful. Contrary to the belief that narcissism is inherently harmful, this myth overlooks the nuanced nature of narcissistic traits. While extreme narcissism can harm relationships and personal well-being due to its self-centered and manipulative tendencies, not all narcissistic traits are destructive. In moderation, certain narcissistic qualities like self-confidence and ambition can be adaptive, propelling individuals toward success and achievement. It's crucial to distinguish between healthy self-esteem and the toxic, pathological narcissism that causes harm. Thus, understanding the spectrum of narcissism helps us appreciate that it can manifest in beneficial and detrimental ways, depending on its intensity and management. It's important to note that not all narcissists pose a threat, and some individuals with narcissistic traits can lead fulfilling lives while maintaining healthy relationships. Myth 6. Narcissists cannot change. While it's undeniably challenging, it's essential to recognize that narcissistic individuals can indeed change with the right approach. Therapy and self-awareness play pivotal roles in facilitating this transformation. Through therapy, Narcissists can gain insights into their behavior, uncover the underlying insecurities that drive their narcissistic traits, and develop healthier coping mechanisms. Self-awareness helps them recognize the impact of their actions on others and fosters empathy. While change may not be rapid or complete, narcissists can evolve and cultivate more positive, empathetic, and harmonious relationships when they commit to the process. Myth 7. Narcissists are inherently evil. While it's true that narcissists can exhibit hurtful behaviors, it's essential to recognize that their actions are not typically driven by malicious intent. Instead, their behavior often arises from deep-seated inner turmoil and insecurity. Narcissists may employ defense mechanisms like grandiosity and manipulation as coping strategies to shield themselves from their fragile self-esteem and emotional vulnerabilities. Understanding this distinction is crucial because it allows us to approach narcissistic individuals with empathy and encourages the possibility of therapeutic intervention to address their underlying issues, potentially leading to personal growth and healthier behaviors. Myth 8. Narcissism is gender-specific. Narcissism is a personality trait or disorder characterized by excessive self-focus, a lack of empathy, and a need for admiration. It's important to note that these traits can manifest in anyone, regardless of their gender. It's essential to recognize that the prevalence of narcissism is not determined by gender, but by a complex interplay of genetic, environmental, and psychological factors. Stereotyping narcissism based on gender oversimplifies a complex psychological phenomenon and can perpetuate misunderstandings. It's crucial to evaluate individuals based on their behavior rather than their gender, as narcissistic traits can manifest in anyone. Myth 9. Narcissists are always successful. While it's true that some narcissists may achieve success in certain areas of their lives, it's essential to recognize that their interpersonal difficulties can be significant obstacles. Narcissists often struggle with maintaining healthy relationships and teamwork due to their self-centeredness, lack of empathy, and manipulation tendencies. These issues can hinder their professional and personal growth, leading to conflicts and isolation. So, while some narcissists may attain success, it's far from a universal trait, and their underlying personality traits can often impede their overall well-being and achievements. Myth 10. Narcissists cannot have healthy relationships. While it's true that narcissistic traits can make forming and maintaining relationships challenging, it's not an absolute barrier to healthy connections. Through therapy and sincere self-improvement endeavors, some narcissists can learn to manage their behavior, develop empathy, and establish more balanced and fulfilling relationships. It's essential to recognize that narcissism exists on a spectrum. Not all narcissists are alike. While it may be a difficult journey, with the proper support and willingness to change, individuals with narcissistic traits can foster healthier, more harmonious relationships. Myth 11. Narcissists are all alike. While common traits are associated with narcissism, such as a need for admiration and a lack of empathy, the way these traits manifest and their impact can vary greatly. Some narcissists may be more overt and exhibit grandiosity, while others may display covert behaviors like manipulation and victimhood. Blanket judgments can be misleading and unhelpful, as understanding the nuances of narcissism is essential for effectively dealing with individuals who exhibit these traits and promoting healthier relationships and interactions. So there you have it, these 11 common myths about narcissism have been debunked. It's essential to understand narcissism, but we must base our knowledge on accurate information. Remember to like, subscribe, and share this video for more enlightening content. Thanks for tuning in.